What is up, everyone? It is the Top Gaming here, and I got you guys some awesome gameplay on jungle using the FAMAS and other weapons. Anyway, the topic of today's commentary is sports. There are tons of sports in the world, as we all know. Some people hate sports, some people love sports, some people like these teams, some people hate these teams, and it's like that, been like that for a really long time, from as far as I can remember. All right. Let's start it off. My favorite sport, by all means, is basketball. It is my favorite sport. I love to play it, and I'm pretty good at it because I play in my front yard with my friends, and I played on my high school basketball team, and I did pretty well. I think I averaged like 3 points a game or something like that, but I did average like 6 assists, so I made up for it in the assists. Anyway, basketball, for all of you don't know it, is like a really fun sport. I don't know. Some people don't like basketball, but like there are some people like me that absolutely love the sport. Let's see. All right, my top 3 favorite basketball teams in the NBA is the Bulls, the Oklahoma City Thunder, and the Dallas Mavericks. My top 3 players are Derrick Rose, Kevin Durant, and Dirk Nowitzki, because they're all 3 of them are absolute bosses, and they prove themselves every single time they step on the court. You rarely see a game, for all of you basketball fans and like people that watch basketball, that you rarely see Derrick Rose having a bad game, or Kevin Durant or Dirk Nowitzki. They're always out there on the court giving like 110%, and that's what I love about basketball, that there are people that are so dedicated to the sport that they take it so seriously. And there's a thing about basketball that there's so little drug use in that, like, basketball just overall. You hear about in the NFL and baseball, steroids and all that stuff used. You rarely heard anything about basketball and steroids, and that's why I like basketball. It's usually clean. The fans are usually peaceful. You rarely see a fight. Like, I've seen football fights and like stuff. The fights and the players don't mix together. That's why I like basketball. Now, here are some sports that I don't understand, okay? So hear me out. Playing croquet on horses? Really? Who the hell made up that sport? Were they just bored of playing regular croquet, so they thought, let's sit on a horse and play croquet? Because that's what we do in Britain. No offense to British people, but that's what's really popular in Britain. Another sport I don't really understand. Goodness, what is it? Cheerleading. I'm sorry for all the girls that watch this. Cheerleading, it's not a sport. You cheer a little, you yell a little, you do some flips like gymnasts. It's not really a sport. I'm sorry, but in my opinion, it's not a sport. Cheerleading is more like an attraction for guys to watch if their team is losing. See? Let's see now. Now, sports, like extreme sports, are absolutely my favorite sports. Some people don't like extreme sports. Like my favorite extreme sports are by far snowboarding, cliff diving, Moto X, and like snowboarding. Did I say snowboarding already? Yeah, I did. Anyway, those are my favorite extreme sports, and skateboarding. I love that. It's really fun. I kind of skateboard, but I mostly longboard because it's like a boss, as PBAT would say. Anyway, versus boring sports, like I said, croquet, baseball. Baseball's kind of boring because it's never fast-paced. It's kind of slow. My dad always says that baseball's kind of for rednecks because they can't, like it just takes them too long to understand what's happening, and baseball's perfect. It's just my own opinion and my dad's jokes, so, you know, some dads aren't the best joke tellers in the world. Anyway, other boring sports. Oh, goodness, I'm thinking here. I know soccer's not a boring sport for one sure thing, and if you notice in a second, there was a soccer ball as an emblem. That's pretty cool. Soccer's a pretty average game. Like, it's fun. It's kind of boring at the same time, because you rarely see a game that has 5 goals. Usually the games is like 2-0, 2-1, 1-1, or 1-0. You rarely see a game that's like there's 10 Oh my God, did you see that game? There was 10 goals. No, you don't see games that say like even 5. Most you see is like probably 3-1, 2-1, that kind of stuff. But overall, I think soccer is an average sport, like in intensity. Unlike basketball, where there's this fast pace, or like football. But then I don't like the football's kind of boring too, because like they have to take a break after every play. In basketball, there's no breaks unless someone calls a timeout or there's a foul called and they have to wait at the free-throw line. Alright, now, since we're playing a video game and we're talking about sports, there are sports video games out there. For all of you, for everyone that knows this, there are sports video games. Like, for example, NHL, NBA, FIFA, and etc. In sports games, is like pickles and milk. They don't mix together in any sort of fashion. Recently, my little cousin, he got NHL 11 or 10, I don't know. Came over to my house, we played on Xbox. He murdered me 13-0. I could barely get it across the freaking ice rink, whatever thing. I'm just terrible. At NBA, I'm kind of decent. I played with Mini Son a few times. He's really good at it, and my friend Damon, I'm okay at that game. And FIFA, oh my gosh, when I went to my cousin's house in Poland, he absolutely dominated me. I think the final score was 6-0, and the percentage on his side, it was 6%, like his side of the field. In the middle, it was like 16%, and on mine it was like, I don't know, 80%. I don't know. Percents don't add up, right? Anyway, so me and sports games don't really mix together. It's just something that I never really enjoyed playing. I tried to play NHL, not NHL, goodness, NCAA football. Doesn't really work out for me. Anyway, my question to the community, and anyone who watches this is, what is your favorite sport to play or watch if you don't play any sports? Because I'm pretty sure that everyone in the world loves a certain team, certain sport, a specific sports icon, figure, brand. Like, I know one of the most popular brands in the world, Puma, Adidas, Nike, those are all over the world, and yeah. Why'd I go on to brands? I don't know. It's just me. Anyway, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay and the commentary about sports, and you know that I suck at games that involve sports. So let's hope that MW3 or Battlefield 3 don't have anything to do with sports. Thanks for watching. Peace.
Good job, team. We executed the mission perfectly.